All of us are. Okay, so where is it? What were we? Where were we? We were doing something very interesting yesterday, and yesterday we were talking about the LaTeX also, and okay, so we are. I'm going to tell you about certain technique, which is there is this software. Okay, so there is this R project. You might be aware of this software named R. Are you able to see my screen? Yeah, I guess the screen is available. So there is this software which is named R. Okay, so it is just a free version or open source version of a particular software named S. So there was this S, and then S plus also came in. So we have got the R, and we have a substantial amount of documentation on R is available uh, on the network. Okay, so suppose, for example, you want to do your graphing and your statistical computation. We will be talking about graphing and statistical computation in a different lecture, but today's lecture will be a continuation of the last time's one, where we will also talk about making PowerPoint presentations. So let me start what we call as a PowerPoint, Microsoft PowerPoint. So we will also talk about PowerPoint presentations. We will also talk about uh, LaTeX presentations, and we will also talk about Markdown presentations, LibreOffice presentations. Let us do this, and we will be able to understand how things move here. Okay, so our job here is to talk about PowerPoint today. We had discussed how to write a paper in LaTeX. In the last time, we had talked about how to write a paper in LaTeX. If time permits, I will also tell you how to write a thesis in LaTeX. So that also will be done. So how to do this? Uh, Let us see. I am talking about PowerPoint because, see, PowerPoint has this very bland format, and people tend to add many kinds of artifacts to this. People tend to add animations to this, and in a scientific presentation, just giving you my opinion that as far as scientific opinion and scientific presentations are concerned, as far as possible, avoid animations, because it leads to some embarrassing scenarios in academic circles. So sometimes you are making a presentation and one particular slide contains some animation, and many times a judge who is sitting and judging your presentation will be asking you, okay, I did not understand the last slide, can you go back to the last slide? And people tend to do page up, and then once you do page up, what will happen is the animation starts to work in the reverse order. That's a big amount of embarrassment for any technical presenter. And that's the reason why I would suggest not to resort to any kind of animations in the presentation. Okay. So anyhow, sometimes you might need to enhance your point or highlight your point to use animations. So I would suggest that you restrict your animations to changing the color or changing the size of the uh, point, the highlighted point. That kind of facility you can use. Otherwise, do not use any kind of uh, animations. That is my suggestion. Okay. Now my thing is, this is a plain bland presentation, and people will tend to go to this the templates, and there are various templates available, uh, and there are various backgrounds available. Now it is my personal opinion. uh, am I audible? And is my signal clear?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay, fine. Okay. I hope the signal is much more powerful now. Anyway, so what I am trying to do here is, okay, let me, for the sake of convenience, I'll reduce the size of this window if I can, so that you can see it carefully and properly. There you are. So this is how the uh, system looks like. What I want to do now is develop. If I select any of these templates, like for example this one, it will add several artifacts into your presentation. If I do that, any of these, like for example this one, okay, it looks like a nice one, but as soon as you add one more slide, say for example, I just add one more slide. Oh, where is this? Okay, so if I can go to home and try to add one more slide, just wait for some time. Yeah. So you just add one more slide. It adds so much of artifacts into your slide, so much of colors into a slide, which is not very much comfortable to the eyes. And that's the reason why people will not like using template like this. I mean, why people like me, they don't try to use a template like this. So that's the reason why I would suggest use the normal simple template. Okay, a normal simple template, or the normal simple template like this one, will give you much more freedom. What freedom for what? Will give you much more freedom for designing your own template. So let us suppose that I want to design my own template of presentation. Suppose, for example, that one of you is kind of trying to host a conference, and I know member of the conference, and the conference has a particular template to be followed, or rather the organizer of the conference is saying that I want you to follow this template. How do I do that? Let us talk about certain uh, making a template. I will try to do that. Okay, so now let us download, we'll not download, we'll just search for it. So we go to this particular place, MGM University logo. Okay. Uh, okay. In case if you don't want to do the MGM University logo, let us say IEEE logo. Okay. So I have gone there and found out the IEEE logo, and this is the logo which is available. This particular logo is available, and what I want to do is I want to put this logo at the corner of every slide. And I want also some horizontal lines, some decorations, etc., etc. For every slide, I want to do that. Let us take the IEEE logo. I'm just having this logo page, this image search which I've done. I am having this on, and I will keep on going to the PowerPoint. Now, let us do that. Now, what I want to do is you go to display. Now, there is this affiche as you are seeing here. That is your display. On your English PowerPoint, it will be written as display. So, what to show? What to display? Here it is the slide master. This is the master, the diapositive you are seeing here. You will see the slide master. So, what does the slide master do? The slide master actually tries to develop your designs. Okay, so the designs of the slide master. So if I go to the slide master, what happens? You are seeing multiple templates here. You see how a title with content will look, how some other template, two column templates will look, how two column with title will look. All that is seen here. A slide with only one title, other things are blank here, a completely blank slide, and so on and so forth. So my objective here is to develop a template for PowerPoint. Now let us see how do I do that. Okay, I go here, and after I do that, I go, and this is, remember, this is the master of the master. Okay, so this is the master of the master. So whatever I want to do here, if I do anything here, it will be replicated to all these slides. So let us suppose now you see, uh, if you see, this is the side, the slide size. This is what it is showing, the size of these slides. Also the size of the slides come into two things. Number one, there is one what you call as a 4:3. So normally 4:3 is the squarish looking slide look, or there is 16:9. The 16:9 is the widescreen look. So right now in on all the laptops you are seeing wide screens. In the older laptops and on the older computers there used to be 4:3. Nowadays, widescreen television is coming, and widescreen computers are coming, and everything has shifted to these widescreen displays. So that's the reason they it is possible. See, look, the widescreen one and the standard one. The standard one is 4:3. The widescreen one is the 16:9. That is what I am saying. Okay, now if I do anything here, it will be replicated everywhere. Okay, so let us suppose, I mean, just for the sake of demonstration, I go to insert and let me insert a shape here. Just for the sake of example, I just insert a shape like this. If I do that, what will happen? On every slide, this shape is replicated. You see here. Okay, on every slide this shape is replicated, and also if I close this close the slide master, and you see, and I just add one more slide, it is see, the particular shape has been replicated on every slide, and you can't even change it. You can't even change it, you can't even do anything with it, because it is now in the background. So what do I have to do? I want to do something more proper. Okay, so again we go to display and go to this slide master, and we go to this one, and I will change this one. Okay, fine. So what I want to do now is, you know create two different boxes with two different colors. Let us suppose, just for the sake of example, I will create two different boxes. One is red in color and the other will be green in color. Just randomly selecting two different colors. I want to put that red box and green box, two different boxes, and I want to put them at the slide, because this particular place is blank, so there is nothing here. So even if I put something there, it's not going to affect anywhere. So what I do is I just put those boxes there. So what I do, I go to insert and I insert this drawing. Okay. So look here, you have this rectangle, several shapes are there. You can insert parallelograms, you can insert rhombus or whatever you want. So I will insert a rectangle. And what I do is I just create a rectangle like this, you know, just half the way. I just create a rectangle like this. Okay. And what I do is I put it in red color. So this is the red I will choose. Okay. This is the red color. What I want to do more is I want to put another rectangle of this type in green color. So I just duplicate this. Okay. And then put the same thing there. And okay. Uh, reduce the size. There you are. I want to take this and I will put this in green color. Okay, what I did, I green. Okay, so now here what happened? What has happened is I have created this red color and green color. Look here now. Once I have done that, on every slide template, this red color and green color is being replicated. ये आराम से हो गया. So somebody is waiting on the lobby. Fine. तो is this clear? इतना इतना जो मैंने बताया, is it साफ है, clear है? I mean, is it you okay? You can understand what I'm saying? Hello.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
It was clear, but sir, can you change the language to English because that tabs was very difficult to understand where to go
Ah,
for
okay.
different
So then I have to reboot my computer if I do that.
because it is in French right now. That's
Ah,
why.
don't worry about it. I'm just telling you everything here. The icons are the same. So if you just follow, just look at the same icons and you will find out what they are. Okay. Don't worry about the language. The language is not important. Important is this, the icon that they are used.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
So don't
Yeah.
bother about the icon. So what I'm saying is this is your slide master. Okay. And in the slide master, I have put these two rectangles. And what I want to now do is I want to change the font of this title. And whatever, remember, if I want to replicate all the, whatever I want to do here in all the slides, if I change in this one, then it will be reflected in all the slides. If I change in individual, it will not be reflected in all the slide. Okay. So if I change, I want to change in this one. So what I want to do is I want to reduce the size of this one. So I will reduce. Let me do that. मैं थोड़ा सा इसको ऐसे साइड में किया एंड थोड़ा सा और स्लाइड में ऐसा करता हूँ. And what I've done is I have reduced the size of the title. And I will also do one thing that I will change the font. So let me choose a nice font which is there. Can you suggest? So like somebody has a font called Balu Bhaijan. I don't know why. Okay, so let me choose a font like uh, what is it? G. Okay, here this is one. Okay, so this is a Gil Sans font. Gil Sans empty. This is the font. And this is a heavyweight font, so इसको bold करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती. It is already bold. All right. Now what I am going to do, ये इसको उठाओ, इसको थोड़ा सा उठा देते हैं अपन ऐसे करके और इसको साइड में ऐसा कर लेते हैं. There you are. And इसको थोड़ा सा और साइड में कर लेते हैं. So what will happen? It will give me more space to write or more space to type. अच्छा, now what you are seeing here is the date of the presentation. ये date of the presentation है, ये footer है, and this is the page number here. Okay, it looks the same way there. Is this is the page number? So I want the page number to appear at the top of the slide. So what do I do? ये जो पेज नंबर है इसको उठाने का, ये जस्ट उठाओ, ये उठाओ और उठा के इसको ऊपर कर देंगे. This is the, so what I've done is ये पेज नंबर उठा के उधर कर दिया. इसका साइज भी बढ़ा देता हूँ. ओके, सो पेज नंबर का साइज भी बड़ा कर दिया. देयर यू गो. एंड व्हाट आई हैव डन इज, लेट अस सपोज दैट मैं इसको क्या करता हूँ, पेज नंबर शुड अपीयर इन ब्लैक कलर. तो मैं क्या किया, इसको ऐसे ब्लैक किया. ओके, द बैकग्राउंड इज ब्लैक एंड द कलर ऑफ द फॉन्ट आई वांट टू सेट इट इन व्हाइट. तो ये हो गया. तो ऑलराइट, ये सब मैंने किया. Now what I want to do, I want to copy this IEEE icon. You are seeing that in the background. The IEEE icon, I will put it on the corner. ये वाला जो corner है, यहाँ पे मैं IEEE icon डालूंगा. So let me do that. Copy. I just copy this and I'll put it back here. And on the first here, on the first page, I will only do that. And you see, it has become that big. Of course, it is going to big. So as a result, ये, so, and I do some adjustment a bit like this, and I have put the IEEE logo on all the templates you see. IEEE logo, they are IEEE, IEEE, they are IEEE, they are everywhere. Suppose, for example, I don't want this. I don't want this template. It is not of interest. I just delete this. Okay, your this is the slide title, and this is a blank title, no problem. I don't want this, delete. 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 So I need a blank slide. This is the two column slide. Now in the two column slide, you see this, the container is of small size. So I want to increase the size of the container. So how do I do that? I select both of them and I just, there you are. Okay. here what I've done, and then just move the container like this, move this container like this. Okay. Once I did that, the okay, once I've done that, uh, okay, so everything, I don't want this. I also don't want this. So I've got this, I've got this. So in case, I mean, if you are seeing it in Microsoft Office, it is first level, second level, third level, fourth level, and fifth level. Okay. And again, is the same way here also. So all that is now done. And you go to the slide master now and you close. All right. So now on all the slides, whatever slides you create, click, look, the IEEE format also comes in. अभी आपने बोला कि भैया अरे जो पेज नंबर था वो तो आया नहीं, किधर से गया? ओके, ये पेज नंबर तो नहीं आया क्योंकि हमने वहां पेज नंबर डाला था. तो हाउ डू आई पुट द पेज नंबर? हाउ डू आई पुट द पेज नंबर इज go to insert and okay, where did it go? Let me see. Yeah, so there you are, and you just say slide number. This is slide number, okay, and don't show the slide number on the first slide. That is what it is saying. Don't show the slide number on the first slide. Okay, and, and then apply all everywhere. So the once that is done, look here. On all the slides, this black color will be there. I will just insert another slide. Look here. And you can change the layout of the slide. Now, sometimes, people will do, select this and then you delete this. This is not a good way of doing it. If you want to change the layout of the slide, go here. This is the layout icon. Okay, go here and then select which one you want. You want a blank slide, do it like this. You want a slide with two columns, do it like this. Do not delete these things because sometimes they create havoc. That's the reason. So this is how you do the template designing. Okay, ये हो गया. ये आपका देखिए, ये एक आ गया, ये blank slide आ गया, and you want to change it only title, no problem. This is only title. Okay, and you can keep on adding more and more slides, and all the slides will be in that particular template. This is how you do it in Microsoft PowerPoint. Okay, so let us go to once you have understood this, that I can do like this in Microsoft PowerPoint, let us go to LibreOffice. Now LibreOffice is a bit simpler comparatively. Okay, so there you are. In LibreOffice, the presentations are done in Impress. Okay, this Impress is the presentation mode. So there you are again. When you start LibreOffice, you will see so many uh, template and presentation formats, and it is not good thing to do. Again, if you take any of these templates, you will have less amount of space uh, in for typing your matter. Now, one of the things that happens that we are going through is NBA. So people who are in colleges, they will know what is NAC and what is NBA. The more these NBA people, they have restrictions on the number of slides that you can use. So if there is restriction like that, you will need more freedom or more space in how you can present your slides. So if I don't want these templates, because once you use these templates, they limit the space that you can use in a particular slide. So I'm just going to close this and then go to this master view. And so there is only one master here, just only one master. So don't worry. अगर मुझे इसको क्या उसको लाल पीला जो भी कुछ करना है यहीं पे कर सकते हैं, एंड वंस यू डू दैट इट विल बी रेप्लिकेटेड एवरीवेयर. ओके, सो अगेन लाल पीला करेंगे. लेट मी सी. सो दिस इज द रेक्टेंगल आइकन हियर. सो अगेन आई जस्ट टेक दिस. देयर यू गो. ये मैंने ब्लू ले लिया है. ब्लू लेके उसको भर देना है. सो दिस इज द फिल कलर एंड आई चूज वन ऑफ दीज रेड कलर्स. ओके, कहाँ गया वो? ये अच्छा रेड कलर बताओ ना यार. ये ओके, सो दिस इज द रेड कलर. And again, I just duplicate this. Okay, sorry. No, it duplicate does not work here, unfortunately. So, okay. So again, I just choose another version of green that you are, जैसे मैंने पहले किया था. अगेन यहाँ पे ये स्लाइड का टाइटल है, इसको चेंज कर दो. ओके, मैंने जैसे पहले कहा था कि इंस्टेड ऑफ यूजिंग एंड एनी ऑफ दी स्लाइड्स एंड somebody is a slide name, font name called Ballu Bhaijan, that is also there. Okay, so this is title text format. मुझे उसको लेफ्ट ओरिएंटेड चाहिए. तो जैसा अपन पावर पॉइंट में कर रहे थे वैसा ही अपन इसमें भी कर सकते हैं, एंड इट विल वर्क वेरी वेल. अगेन द स्लाइड नंबर इज हियर, उसको ऊपर कर देने का है. रिमेंबर देयर आर गाइडलाइंस यू सी, and because of those guidelines it's easier to deal with these things. Okay. Can I, okay, widen, right? So you can enlarge the font by using this method. Okay, this is the enlargement of the font, and you can also set the background etc etc. ये हम कर देंगे. Okay. तो अगर आपको फुटर नहीं चाहिए, ये फुटर ऑल्सो टेक्स अ लॉट ऑफ स्पेस. फुटर नहीं चाहिए तो उड़ा देने का है. जस्ट, अरे, okay, so you can remove this particular placeholder from there, and you can actually, there you are. So okay, okay, and then you can see here there is close master view. Just close it and you have got your slide like this. Okay, so you can also actually start typing how your slide looks like. This is how it is done in LibreOffice. This is how it is done. So in LibreOffice you have to only deal with one, and if you choose any of these, like for example if you choose this, automatically all the sizes are adjusted. Look here, all the sizes are adjusted. ये कुछ अपन को ज्यादा करना नहीं है. You see, तो LibreOffice में बहुत ज्यादा फैसिलिटीज, एज आई टोल्ड यू, इट इज देयर. यू कैन चेंज दिस फॉन्ट साइज वगैरह वगैरह, सब कुछ आप चेंज कर सकते हैं, आराम से हो जाएगा. ओके, नाउ अब हम क्या करेंगे, एक बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग अपन देखेंगे. वो हम लोग क्या बात कर रहे थे, वो है लेटेक के बारे में. बट बिफोर दैट, लेट अस लेट अस आल्सो सी वन मोर थिंग जो कि आपको मैं बता रहा था. उसका नाम है मार्कडाउन. यस्टरडे द डिस्कशन ऑन मार्कडाउन वाज लेफ्ट. So we will start with the discussion on Markdown. So you can see we have to download one software which is called R Studio. आपको क्या करना है, R Studio टाइप करना है, Studio, right? So once you type R Studio, so there is this software. ये एक तो एक्चुअली इसका एक वेबसाइट है. दी सॉफ्टवेयर का जो पहले वेबसाइट हुआ करता था rstudio.org था. नाउ इट हैज चेंज्ड, एंड यू कैन जस्ट गो टू दी प्रोडक्ट्स एंड डाउनलोड दी आर स्टूडियो IDE. IDE का मतलब इंटीग्रेटेड डेवलपमेंट एनवायरनमेंट. ओके, सो यू कैन डाउनलोड दी आर स्टूडियो IDE एंड सिलेक्ट एंड डाउनलोड. ओके, नो प्रॉब्लम, यू डोंट हैव टू बाय. ये ओपन सोर्स एडिशन है, you just download. It is free of cost. People are, spending their time developing it, and R is a very nice software. And if you want advanced versions, if you have got extra money, you can pay $995 per year to get a pro version of your R Studio software. तो मेरा ये कहना है कि R Studio Desktop Pro की जगह आप टैब्लो ही खरीद लो. तो अगर आपको फ्री वर्जन यूज करना है तो R Studio Desktop से आपका काम काफी आसान है. All right. So you can just go there and then you will find that there will be a Windows version. There will be a, okay. So there will be a Macintosh version. All that is there. So if you just go here, download RStudio. If you go here, and then all installers are here. For Windows, you can do, and then you can have installers for Windows here, Macintosh, Ubuntu, Ubuntu 22. So if you are a Linux enthusiast, you can use RStudio. If you are a Macintosh enthusiast, you can use RStudio, and so on and so forth. बट आर स्टूडियो में सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट क्या है, हम लोग एक बात कर रहे थे, मार्क डाउन. सो दे पीपल माइट हैव हर्ड, लाइक दोज पीपल हु आर फ्रॉम कंप्यूटर साइंस, दे नो दैट देयर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड HTML. HTML का फुल फॉर्म है हाइपर टेक्स्ट मार्कअप लैंग्वेज. दिस इज हाउ इट इज, मार्कअप लैंग्वेज. In RStudio, instead of markup, we have markdown language. Okay. Now the markdown language is comparatively much simpler than the markup language. बिल्कुल markdown है. और आप लोगों को ये हैशटैग पता है ना, वैसे ही अपन हैशटैग लगा के काम करेंगे. Let us see how it works in RStudio and tell me whether you like or not. तो मैं पहले क्या करता हूं, आई जस्ट स्टार्ट माइक्रोसॉफ्ट वर्ड बिफोर हैंड सो दैट वी डोंट हैव ए प्रॉब्लम. आई जस्ट स्टार्ट माइक्रोसॉफ्ट वर्ड बिफोर हैंड. एक मिनट, आई जस्ट कैंसल दिस, राइट, एंड देयर यू आर. Okay, so we have R Studio, you know. Now what I'm going to do, there is a package called the Markdown package. So I have a folder where we were collecting all these, all the files that we are using for the lecture are dumped here. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is create a markdown file here. तो ये markdown file होता क्या है, कैसे करना है, we will talk about that धीरे धीरे. Alright. So I will just have some referring notes made. Okay, so just go there. Never mind. Okay. So file. So new file. You have to look here. If I go file, new file, and you see here a markdown, you can directly select that. But before that, if you don't have that installed, you have to install some package. ये install package है, tools में जाके install packages. ये जो install package है, remember these packages are free. Okay. मतलब 10 रुपए 10 रुपए 10 रुपए भी नहीं है, वो फ्री है मतलब. So you just type markdown. So this R markdown can be installed from here. Okay, ये markdown करना है और install दबाना है और वो install हो जाएगा. इसके अलावा in case you are too much interested in using Microsoft Office, R markdown works for Libreoffice also, and it works for Microsoft Office also. But if you want to focus on Microsoft Office only, then you use Office Down and Office R. ये जो Office Down है and Office R है, these are the two different packages you need to install in case you are very much interested in using only Microsoft Office and nothing else. Okay. So anyway, मैंने क्या किया, R Markdown install कर दिया है. I will just cancel here right now because I've already installed it on my machine. So anyway, so let us do that. File, new file, and R Markdown. See what happens now. So it is saying install required packages. I'll just do that. Let's see. Uh, Immediately it will start installing these, and then it will ask you, what do you want to do? You want to make a document, you want to make a presentation, or you want to do some, this shiny is also presentation only. So document and presentation. इसका मतलब ये जो डॉक्यूमेंट है, आप HTML डॉक्यूमेंट बना सकते हो, आप PDF डॉक्यूमेंट बना सकते हो जिसके लिए आपको लेटेक्स चाहिए, इंस्टॉल्ड चाहिए, और आप वर्ड डॉक्यूमेंट भी बना सकते हो. एंड लेट अस सी हाउ द वर्ड डॉक्यूमेंट लुक्स लाइक. ये वर्ड डॉक्यूमेंट है और इसका लेट अस सी, मैं यहाँ पे मेरा पहला पहला पेपर ऐसा करके मैं इसको लिखता हूँ, एंड द डॉक्यूमेंट बनेगा उसका. ऑलराइट, एंड आई से ओके, एंड आई हैव सिलेक्टेड, रिमेंबर आई हैव सिलेक्टेड वर्ड हियर. वन ऑफ द थिंग्स दैट कि मेरा सारा जो काम है, दिस इज इन दिस टेम्पोररी डायरेक्टरी वेयर आई एम वर्किंग, एंड आई हैव टू टेल the R software that this is the directory I'm working in. So I'm going to select here, ये जो settings वाला icon है यहाँ पे, I'm going to select here and I'm saying set as working directory. Just do that. So that all that is set. Now here you see मेरा पहला paper is already set there as title and the author name is already set there as सुदर्शील घोष and हम जो है ये कर सकते हैं आराम से हैं आप उसको चेंज कर सकते हो and some date is written here and output is word document format and some code is written there. We will talk about that code a bit later. Some code is written there. Okay, now let us see what happens. मैं इतना ही करता हूं and I can do there's something called knitting. Okay, so this markdown is just plain text and I'm going to knit the thing. Okay, so what knitting I have to do? First of all, let us see whether we can change any parameters or not. Setting change कर सकते हैं कि नहीं, डॉक्यूमेंट का सेटिंग चेंज कर सकते हैं कि नहीं, ऐसा कुछ पॉसिबल है कि नहीं. So there is a settings icon here and you can see output options here. The output options can be given here. Look here, the syntax highlighting, include table of contents, figure का size क्या होगा ये भी आप configure कर सकते हो. Okay, render the figure with caption on. Figure के नीचे caption डालना था. Remember yesterday, last time when we were discussing figure के नीचे caption कैसे डालना है वो हम बात कर रहे थे. And then advanced, then the markdown source file. The markdown source file generate करना है तो करो, नहीं करना है मत छोड़ दो. Don't worry. Output format is in Word. Okay. Now I have now when you actually do this, when you do these settings and you see table of content is yes and figure caption yes. Okay, and some things are written here. We will explain that later, but some things are written here. And remember that if you are into exploratory data analysis on something, you can actually write the entire code in Markdown and the our entire output of the code that you have written will be in Microsoft Word with the figures, remember, with the figures. Okay, वो हम बाद में demonstrate आपको करेंगे. Now, if I want to compile, okay, तो मुझे क्या करना है? I just have to say knit. Knit कर दो. ये knit किया तो it will ask me कि भैया कौन से फाइल से सेव करना है because remember we haven't saved the file as of now. So sample markdown word. I'm just doing that and I save this. Once I do that, let us see what happens. If I compile, it will compile a Word document and Microsoft Office will automatically open and you see that your document is ready. मतलब आप यहाँ पे टाइप कीजिए और आपका डॉक्यूमेंट विथ द फिगर्स अपन को कोड से जनरेट करने पड़ते हैं बट विथ द फिगर्स योर डॉक्यूमेंट इज रेडी. इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? That you are not bothered here about the formatting specifications. You can set them later. Okay. Now you can also see that this is not editable right now because ये markdown में चल रहा है. तो इसको आपको बंद करना है फिर उसको खोलना है तो वो हो जाएगा, no problem. It is not editable when this is all disabled. All of this is disabled. So therefore you can't edit, you can't change anything whatever. Okay. But it has generated a Word document and with which you can actually edit this Word document and you add more data and something like that. You can do that. अच्छा, तो टेबल घुसा सकते हैं क्या? पीपल माइट आस्क कि भाई टेबल घुसा सकते हैं क्या? यस, टेबल भी घुसा सकते हैं. सो देर इज अनदर command for doing that. Look here, the cars data. If I say summary cars, it is written cars. Okay, so but let us type cars and see what happens. So ये मैं क्या करूंगा, इसको मैं बंद करता हूँ just for the don't save. ये don't save किया and यहाँ पे देखिए यहाँ पे क्या लिखा, summary cars. तो मैं समरी कार्स के जगह पे मैं कार्स लिखता हूँ सिर्फ, जस्ट राइटिंग समथिंग लाइक दैट. समरी कार्स की जगह मैंने कार्स लिखा एंड देन आई विल अगेन निट दिस इनटू वर्ड एंड इट हैज जनरेटेड समथिंग. ये कुछ आया यहाँ पे. अभी ये टेबल जैसा नहीं आया है ना, ये टेबल जैसा नहीं आया. मुझे ऐसा टेबल नहीं चाहिए भैया. पीपल विल से ये क्या टेबल बनाया तुमने. तो आई वॉन्ट इट इन अ टेबल फॉर्मेट. हाउ डू आई मेक द टेबल? वेरी सिंपल, नो प्रॉब्लम. ये इसको ऐसा करो, बाहर निकलो यहाँ से. इंस्टेड ऑफ सेइंग कार्स, यहाँ पे क्या करो, KNITR कोलन कोलन केबल कमांड है. इंस्टेड ऑफ टेबल, केबल कमांड है. टेबल एंड कार. मैंने सिर्फ इतना चेंज किया है. लेट अस सी व्हाट हैपेंस. इट, देयर यू आर. देयर यू आर. So the table is now in a format like this. Okay, it is in a tabular format. और टेबल को आपको फॉर्मेट करते आएगा बाद में. But the table of course is not centered, but the table has come. That's what I'm saying. You can generate the table. उसके लिए आपको अलग से कोड लिखना नहीं है. You have to just generate the table inside R and the table will come here. Okay. Later अगर मैं यहाँ पे ये कर सकता हूँ, so can I make a PowerPoint also? Because क्या है, ये दिल मांगे मोर. ओके, ये दिल मांगे मोर. तो मैं क्या पावर पॉइंट बना सकता हूं? लेट अस टॉक अबाउट पावर पॉइंट. ऑल राइट, लेट अस सी. बंद करते हैं. डोंट सेव. ओके, सो व्हाट आई डू इज अगेन go to file, new file, R Markdown, and instead of that I will do for presentation and I will select PowerPoint. Again I will just make it मेरा पहला presentation. ओके, ये नाम चेंज कर दो. अब ये मतलब प्लीज डोंट से कि अमित पाल सिंह मेरे कोई फेवरेट हो गए. हिज इज द ओनली नेम आई रिमेम्बर अनफॉर्चुनेटली. ओके, ओके किया. तो एक नया प्रेजेंटेशन फाइल बनाए विथ सिमिलर कोडिंग. लुक हियर, इट हैज गॉट a similar coding but in a different format. So what will happen? It is possible, remember, it is possible to change or the change the look of the presentation. Okay, वो हम लोग है set document template होता है. It is possible to change the look of the presentation also. So don't worry about that, we'll also tell you about that. Okay, okay, so let us see ये क्या हुआ. इसको अपन को पहले सेव करना पड़ेगा. Again, whenever I say knit and then it will have to save. तो presentation sample किया मैंने प्रेजेंटेशन. एंड इसकी जगह पे अब मेरा पावर पॉइंट खुलेगा. और देखो पावर पॉइंट खुल, ये क्या, क्यों क्यों खुल रही है? सो लेट अस डू दैट अगेन. इट, देयर यू आर. सो लुक, आपको जैसा स्लाइड चाहिए उसके साथ, और ये आ गया स्लाइड विथ प्लॉट एंड ऑल दैट. ओके, और इसमें आप टेम्पलेट लगा सकते हैं, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. ओके, सो सपोज फॉर एग्जांपल अभी मुझे देखो यहाँ पे ये बुलेट है. ऑलराइट, तो ये बुलेट्स है. ये बुलेट्स में अब ये बुलेट आया कैसे, वो लेट अस चेक दैट. तो रिमेंबर दैट, ये देखो स्लाइड का टाइटल. नाउ लेट अस टॉक अबाउट द स्लाइड का टाइटल. ये देखिए यहाँ पे, लेट अस इरेज ऑल दिस कोड हियर. आई विल इरेज ऑल दिस कोड. एंड अब मुझे नया स्लाइड बनाना है. तो नया स्लाइड, स्लाइड का टाइटल. सपोज आई डू दैट, सी व्हाट हैपेंस इफ आई जस्ट नीड इट. नया स्लाइड, स्लाइड का टाइटल, दिस हाउ इट इज. ओके, तो स्लाइड का टाइटल में मेरे को बुलेट चाहिए तो मुझे कैसे मिलेगा? आई वॉन्ट द बुलेट बॉस. तो हाउ डू, ओके, स्लाइड का टाइटल. तो मैं क्या करता हूँ, इसके आगे एक ऐसा डैश दे देता हूँ. ठीक है ना? बुलेटेड, आई से बुलेटेड आइटम लिस्ट. ओके, another list item, another list item. आई जस्ट मैं ऐसे करता रहता हूँ. और एक और, एक बार और, Okay. So what I've done, I have just added 5 items in a list and let us see क्या होता है. Right? There you are. Okay. तो इस प्रकार से you can actually create a PowerPoint presentation without actually formatting. हाँ, ये बुलेट फॉर्मेटिंग नहीं करना पड़ेगा, कुछ भी फॉर्मेटिंग नहीं करना पड़ेगा. ऑटोमेटिकली you can also make a PowerPoint presentation from Markdown. Now, what is interesting is you can also create mathematical expressions on Markdown. So suppose for example आइंस्टीन का फेवरेट इक्वेशन E इक्वल टू एम सी स्क्वायर वो मुझे लिखना है, कैसे करेंगे? ओके, so Einstein का फेवरेट इक्वेशन, सपोज when mass is given by, तो मैंने क्या किया, आई हैव पुट द मैथमेटिकल symbol surrounded by a dollar. So when mass is given by $m and the speed of light is given by c, the energy E is calculated as. तो हम लोग क्या करना, अभी ये इक्वेशन लिखना है. इक्वेशन लिखने के लिए क्या करना, डॉलर डॉलर और डॉलर डॉलर. तो दो डॉलर डॉलर के बीच में इक्वेशन लिखना, E इक्वल्स टू एम सी स्क्वायर. देयर यू आर. सो एम सी स्क्वायर ऐसा लिखना है. सपोज आई डू दैट, देन ऑटोमेटिकली ये सब दिखेगा. व्हाट इनसाइड दिस इट विल शो, बट आई विल knit this and see whether this also shows up in the PowerPoint. Look here. ये ऑटोमेटिकली मैथमेटिकल एक्सप्रेशन मेरे पावर पॉइंट में घुस गया. ऑलराइट, इट हैज कम इनटू द एक्सप्रेशन. कैन आई राइट मैट्रिसेस? पीपल माइट आस्क कि बाबा कैन आई राइट मैट्रिसेस? यस यू कैन. You can write multiplication of matrices, you can write vectors, you can make this e bold. If you know LaTeX, a little bit of LaTeX, you can actually do everything as you can do. So you can have LaTeX mathematics and your PowerPoint presentation together. And can I generate a LibreOffice Impress presentation? Of course you can. Very much you can do that. Okay. Just मुझे PowerPoint presentation की जगह ODT presentation बनाना पड़ेगा, ODP. Okay. So you can also do the LibreOffice presentation. Okay. Okay, so acha, now does everybody remember how do we make these mind maps? ये वो भी markdown से बनाना था, आपको याद होगा. Okay, so what we have done is we have understood how to write Word documents with Markdown. We have understood how to write presentations with Markdown. We have also understood how to make templates with Markdown. Now let us see whether we can make PowerPoint present or rather presentations with LaTeX. Let us see that, and how to write thesis in LaTeX. So हमें thesis के लिए जब हम रिपोर्ट लिखेंगे, thesis लिखेंगे, उसके लिए हमें एक सॉफ्टवेयर चाहिए होता है. So that software is known as Text Studio, or you can also use the TechWorks software which we were using last time. Okay, so हम लोग क्या करेंगे, first of all we'll write in TechWorks में लिखेंगे and let us see what happens, and then we will try to progress. Hello, somebody is having question. Hello. Okay, so we will try to write. Okay, now there is a reason why I'm hurrying up, because usually I go slow, but I'm trying to hurry up because I've got limited amount of time. So anyhow, so we will try to shift into LaTeX and try to see how we can write reports, thesis in LaTeX. And how can we make presentations in LaTeX? That is also possible. अब आप ये सवाल पूछ सकते हो, ये जो डॉक्यूमेंट मैंने लिखा है, ये लेटेक्स डॉक्यूमेंट हो सकता है क्या? People might ask that question. Is it possible that I can change this instead of a PowerPoint or Word document? What about if I want a LaTeX document? Can I do that? Yes, why not? तो हमको क्या करना है? इधर जाइए, आउटपुट ऑप्शंस चेंज कीजिए, इंस्टेड ऑफ वर्ड गो टू पीडीएफ, जस्ट राइट पीडीएफ एंड नंबर सेक्शन हेडिंग कर दीजिए, फिगर्स का साइज दे दीजिए, रेंडर फिगर विद कैप्शंस कर दीजिए, ऑप्शंस, okay, and then okay, just have changed certain options in the paper, options in the document, by just clicking, going to the settings and output options, selecting PDF here and include table of contents, etc., etc. I've just done that and okay, and I just use knit. And देखो, ये तुम्हारा डॉक्यूमेंट क्रिएट हो गया. That's it. Very simple. ये प्रेजेंटेशन लेटेक में होता है क्या? नाउ यू माइट बी आस्किंग क्वेश्चन, ये जो प्रेजेंटेशन आया ये लेटेक में होता है क्या? बिल्कुल होता है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं. अगेन क्या करना है, इधर करो, आउटपुट ऑप्शन में चेंज करो, इंस्टेड ऑफ पावर पॉइंट से पीडीएफ, ओके, इनटू टेबल ऑफ कंटेंट्स रेड साइड. थीम सेट कर सकते हैं यहाँ पे, ये थीम के बारे में बताएंगे. ओके, ये देखो थीम जो है, अपन क्या करेंगे, एक अच्छा सा थीम लेंगे, कौन सा था, वारसा, ओके, एंड कलर थीम अपन ले लेंगे टीगल, सपोज, जस्ट फॉर द सेक ऑफ दिस, एंड बाकी सब डिफॉल्ट कर लेते हैं. एंड आई से ओके, वंस आई हैव डन दैट, देन आई निट इट एंड वो स्लाइड्स तैयार कर देगा. देखो खटक, लुक हियर, इट हैज क्रिएटेड दो स्लाइड्स, लुक हियर. ओके, ये स्लाइड उसने क्रिएट कर दिए. वेरी सिंपल टू डू. Fine. So let us go to the LaTeX version of the presentation. How to make LaTeX presentations. If you have got this software called TechWorks, which comes by default with any of these, make text or text live, by default आता है वो. So we will take that software, TechWorks. ये software लेंगे. Once you start this, it will give you this, and there is an option Beamer presentations. Now ये Beamer क्या है भाई? Beamer is a LaTeX class. Okay. So Beamer के presentations. So usually people will prefer this one. You can, if you want, choose other ones, but prefer this one. Conference or rate. Why? ये मेरा फेवरेट है, इसलिए आप दूसरा चेक कर सकते हैं, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, बट ये मेरा फेवरेट है. ओपन करेंगे, ऑल राइट, ओपन. सो यू हैव गॉट दिस पर्टिकुलर फाइल. ये बहुत लंबा सा फाइल बनाया है. तो व्हाट विल डू इज, you see, all these percentage वाले जो पार्ट है, we'll remove them because these are just nothing but comments. कि ये सारे परसेंटेज वाला जो पार्ट है रिमूव कर देंगे, and let us do that. ये सब रिमूव कर देंगे. There you go. All right. Now, in a presentation, remember that one thing that is very much required is the title of the presentation, the authors of the presentation, then the institute that is being represented, and maybe the conference also, because of the conference की बात हो रही है. All right. So let us see how to do. So just this is a sample code. This sample code you have to edit. इसी कोड को एडिट करेंगे तो ज्यादा जल्दी तैयार हो जाएगा. ओके, इज देयर अनदर वेबसाइट? सपोज आई डोंट वांट टू इंस्टॉल लेटेक, कर सकता हूं क्या? हाँ, बिल्कुल कर सकते हैं. वी विल टेल यू लेटर अ बिट. थोड़ा सा वेट कर लीजिए, बताते हैं. सो यहाँ पे ये शॉर्ट पेपर टाइटल लिखा हुआ है, जाने दो. विल टॉक अबाउट वॉट एवर इज इन दीज ब्रैकेट्स. ये कौन से ब्रैकेट्स? ये वाले brackets. You see these curly brackets, whatever is in these curly brackets, we will modify. Whatever is in the square bracket, we will not modify as of now. Let us see क्या होता है. Curly brackets को पहले change करेंगे. So what is here? What is being shown here? Title. Title as it is in the proceedings. So let us see this. Use of remote sensing to identify city growth. Okay, and subtitle अगर चाहिए a review of the last 20 years of progress. Just only let me change this much and see how the thing happens. इतना ही change करता हूं मैं. That's it. Okay. I have not changed anything else, but itna hi. That's it. Let us see how the presentation now looks like. So if you compile, remember it is going to ask you for saving the file. बिना save किए काम नहीं चलता. So you have to save the file. So let's say temp. Okay. Presentation sample.tx. Okay. tx is the name of the file. तो ये जैसे किया, and remember what has happened. जैसे ही मैंने ये सब लिखा और कंपाइल किया, एंड आई हैव गॉट अ सैंपल प्रेजेंटेशन फाइल. ये पूरे मेरे स्लाइड्स बन के आ गए हैं. व्हाट डू आई हैव टू डू? लुक हियर, दिस ऑथर सम अनदर, फर्स्ट ऑथर, सेकंड ऑथर इज रिटन हियर. तो हम एक काम करते हैं, ये फर्स्ट ऑथर को अपन क्या करते हैं, जस्ट डू दैट. ये एफ डॉट ऑथर लिखना ना, तो हम लोग एस डॉट घोष लिख देते हैं, और यहाँ पे हम लोग ए डॉट सिंह लिख देते हैं. Okay, so of course it is Institute 1 and Institute 2. Institute का 1 इसका मतलब Department of, say for example, Mechanical Engineering. Mechanical Engineering, DIEMS, and the Department of Civil Engineering. And I will change this to MGM. बस इतना ही change MGMU. Okay, इतना ही change किया है, and I just do the compilation. Look here, it has become Department of Mechanical Engineering, Department of Civil Engineering हो गया, automatically ये सब हो गया है. Okay, and you just have to keep on modifying whatever contents are there, and you see there are a lot of these documentation is there. You just have to remove them so that can, so itemized lists and all that is there. You देखो you automatically some amount of animation is by default there. ये some amount of animation is by default there. Animations आप लगा सकते हैं by using this pause method. ये जो pause लगा है, ये pause अगर मान लीजिए हटा देता हूं तो animation नहीं आएगा. Let me show you how the thing looks like. Okay, so ये कहाँ गया? Let me go to this temporary, and what is the name of the file? Presentation underscore sample, is it? Yeah. So then open with skim. There you are. Presentation. Look here. देखो ये फर्स्ट स्लाइड है, ये सेकंड स्लाइड है, एंड एनिमेशन ऐसा क्रिएट किया उसने. रुक, एक, दो, एक, दूसरा. ये पॉज जो कमांड है ना, उसके वजह से ये एनिमेशन हो रहा है. बट बेसिकली दे आर डिफरेंट स्लाइड्स. They are different slides. It is just being shown in a different manner. They are different slides. You are seeing them one after the other, and you are seeing something. Okay. Hello. Okay. So there you are. So let us try to uh, design certain things हम लोग ऐसा कुछ कुछ करेंगे और ये क्या हो रहा है कुछ समझ में नहीं आया मान लो, तो लेट अस सी, आई विल डिलीट ऑल दीज स्लाइड्स। पर इसके नीचे के जो भी स्लाइड्स हैं मैं उसको हटा दूंगा। कहाँ तक हटाना है? एंड डॉक्यूमेंट तक। सो रिमेंबर in my particular presentation it has got the title page and the title. If I compile this, remember if I compile this I've got only this page, इसका ही है बस, इसके बाद का हमें इंफॉर्मेशन नहीं है। नाउ लेट अस सी दिस व्हाट हैज हैपेंड। ये जो शॉर्ट पेपर टाइटल दिख रहा है यहाँ पे, शॉर्ट पेपर टाइटल, look here, this short paper title is written here. Okay, so instead of this short paper title I will just do say RS paper. I just write this much. Let us see what happens. क्लिक किया, इट हैज बिकम RS पेपर। अच्छा, तो इसका मतलब क्या हुआ कि ये स्क्वायर ब्रैकेट के अंदर लिखने से कुछ ये सब चेंज हो जाता है। सो दिस इज ऑथर कॉमा ऑथर इज रिटन हियर, ऑथर कॉमा अनदर। लेट अस डू द चेंजिंग हियर। तो आई विल जस्ट डू घोष एंड सिंह फॉर एग्जांपल। ऐसा किया, लेट अस सी व्हाट हैपेंस। और ये तो चेंज हो गया। सो नाउ यू हैव गॉट घोष एंड सिंह एंड RS पेपर रिटन हियर। ऑलराइट, and then I'm going to create a new slide. Okay, so how do I create a slide? Begin frame and end frame. So this much is a slide. Now slide का title डालना है, नया slide का title, इतना ही करो बस, रन करो, चलो स्लाइड आ गया। ओके, अब स्लाइड के कंटेंट कैसे डालना है? कोई बात नहीं, स्लाइड के अंदर कंटेंट, स्लाइड के अंदर का title, content, material, right? So I have written this much only and I run this and it is coming like this, slide के अंदर का material, whatever मैंने सिर्फ इतना ही लिखा slide के अंदर का material, it is coming like that. Okay, how do I present matter in bullets? Very simple, no problem. Matter bullet में चाहिए ना, तो bullet के लिए itemized list होता है. So what do I have to do? Begin, itemize, ये वाला चाहिए। ओके, एंड एंड itemize. All right, so then item 1, item 2, item 3, and then again item 4। ऐसा कर दिया मैंने, रन करो। व्हाट हैज हैपेंड? item 1, item 2, item 3, item 4, ये सब आ गया। only 2 slides are there. Okay, so what I do is at the same time let us see how things are happening at in the presentation mode. So I'm using another presentation, this thing. Okay, so PDF, I have to, yeah, okay. Yeah, don't worry about that. So there you are. Don't worry about it. Fine. So now, so what has happened is I am trying to see the presentation right now live. Okay, so naya slide ka title I have created. Now suppose I want to put the animation here. See what happens with the animation. Look here. Now there are only 2 points. But suppose I create the animation, force the animation. What do I do? Very simple. यहाँ पे pause लिख दीजिए. Pause. Okay. After every item, you write pause. See, pause. अगर मान लो कि मैं ऐसा करता हूँ, then what happens? Remember, in the PDF, it has created 4 different slides. हाँ, ये 4 different slides बना रहे. But जब आप presentation करेंगे, presentation कर रहे हैं, मान लो, okay? So you see 1, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, खत्म. So this is how it shows in the presentation. It is just a what you can eye wash type. Okay, ये pause ऐसा लिख दिया. अब आप बोलो कि यार ये आइटम जो है मुझे बुलेटेड लिस्ट दे रहा है, मुझे 1 2 3 4 चाहिए यार. कोई बात नहीं, ये जो आइटमाइज है ना, इसके इंस्टेड ऑफ राइटिंग आइटमाइज, राइट एन्यूमरेट. दैट्स इट. ये जो है आइटमाइज की जगह है एन्यूमरेट लिख दो. एंड लेट्स सी एन्यूमरेट क्या होता है. बाकी कुछ नहीं. ये देखो एन्यूमरेट लिखा, तो इफ यू जूम इन what will happen? This is 1 2 3 4. Okay, it comes like that. 1 2 3 4. So if I want itemized, sorry, bulleted items, I will write itemize. If I want numbered items, I will write enumerate. Then you might ask, अच्छा यार बुलेट के अंदर, बुलेट लिस्ट के अंदर एक और बुलेट लिस्ट हो सकता है क्या? ट्राई करके देख लेते हैं. What we'll do? मैं ये पूरा कॉपी कर लेता हूँ. Just I'm just doing it for the sample. Just Control C किया और item 2 के बाद I just put it here. Another one. Okay. So I just item 21, 22, 23, 24. Let us see how it looks like. शक्ल तो देखो इसकी. चलो, let's see. You see what has happened? You see what has happened here? Look here. बाहर भी 1 2 और अंदर भी 1 2 आ रहा है. Okay, but it has gone inside without you doing anything. In PowerPoint, you just have to press tab and all that. But without you doing anything, it has created another sub list. ये कर सकते हैं अपन. So it is very easy to use frames. Remember when we were inserting figures, we used include graphics. तो ये include graphics भी आप कर सकते हो. अच्छा, now you can play with these themes. तो हमें कैसे पता चलेगा कौन सा थीम यूज करना है यार? Okay, so what do I do? There is a gallery. Okay, LaTeX theme, Beamer themes. Okay, if I just do that, then there is a Beamer theme full list. So how everything looks like, it is given here. There's a list here. Okay, Darmstadt कैसे दिखता है? दिखता कैसे है? देखो ये शक्ल कैसी है उसकी, ये पूरा लिखा हुआ है इसके ऊपर. ओके, ये क्या है? कैम्ब्रिज यूएस थीम है. तो इट इज सेइंग दैट आई लुक लाइक दिस, कैम्ब्रिज यूएस. चलो करके देख लेते हैं. Let us go here, and instead of Warsaw, remember that. See what I am doing. I am not changing anything in the code. I am just changing the theme. A Cambridge US type कर दे रहा हूँ. And the look of the presentation is going to change automatically. Okay? Now you might ask, ये मुझे लाल हरा करना है. Yes, कर सकते हैं. Coding is a bit difficult. You have to modify the source code of this Beamer. It is possible to do that also. Okay, we are not going into that deeper of programming, but it is possible to change all this. Okay, just change the theme, name of the theme, Warsaw कर दो, अलग तरीके का दिखेगा. And how do you say? You've got Berlin and all that. So this is how the Berlin, Berkeley, all that kind of themes are available. Bergen, Berkeley, there you are. This is how the Berkeley theme. You can decide by looking at these theme galleries how you want your slide to look like. Now, there is a question that people might have. यार मुझे मेरे हार्ड डिस्क में ना ज़्यादा स्पेस है नहीं, and so therefore I don't want to use LaTeX on my computer because I don't have that space. कोई बात, you can, there is a possibility to use LaTeX on the cloud also. Like for example, जैसे Google Docs होता है, Google Slides होते हैं, those documents are on the cloud. There is a possibility of using LaTeX on the cloud also. Similarly, okay, how do I do that? तो एक वेबसाइट है, उसका नाम है Overleaf. Okay, so the website is Overleaf, and you can go there. There is an online LaTeX coding. Okay, and how to use overleaf. Hundreds of videos available on YouTube. But remember, none of the coding method changes. ये पीछे क्लाउड पे एक बैकग्राउंड सिस्टम है and you don't have to install LaTeX on your computer. You can use the LaTeX installed on somebody else's computer and generate your papers, because nowadays the journals are asking for papers written in LaTeX. Nowadays people are not preferring papers written in Microsoft Word, because Microsoft Word is very difficult to handle as far as mathematical equations are concerned. People are now becoming much more concerned about the formatting, the way the document looks like, etc., etc., and that is the reason why people are preferring LaTeX. However, there is another advancement now, that you can use Markdown. Instead of having things on LaTeX, you can use Markdown also. And again, Markdown will require a LaTeX, LaTeX software on your computer again. So it is possible to use Markdown on Colab, Google Colab also. So suppose, for example, you know a bit of Python programming or you know a bit of R programming. It is possible to generate outputs on Colab and again create papers of your choice. Okay, so let us get back into writing the thesis with LaTeX. Let us do that. How do I do? हम लोग कुछ नहीं करेंगे, हम लोग पहले इसको बंद कर देंगे फाइल को. First of all, we'll close that file. Okay, and then you do the file new. So this is a blank file which I've created. Okay, and remember that we had written down certain basic formatting commands. We will write down those formatting commands again. क्या था? First of all, document class. Okay, क्या क्या चाहिए था? 12 पॉइंट A4 पेपर, ये तो बाय डिफॉल्ट तो चाहिए. And the class name. Since I am typing my dissertation, there are some free classes which are available. When you install LaTeX, those free classes also get installed. So let us put a report here. ये report किया, document class report, ये मैंने कर दिया. Now what do I want? First thing, what I want. First thing is I want to set the paper size to A4, which I have already set. But I want to set the margins of my report to 1 inch on all the sides. How do I do that? If you recall the last lecture, very simple, use the geometry package. Setting the margins is done by using the geometry package. So use package, पहले लिख लेना, use package, ये geometry, ये लिखना है. Okay, and then suppose I want to set these margins. Margins are set by writing left equals to 1 inches, right equals to 1 inches, top equals to 1 inches, and bottom equals to bottom equals to 1 inch. So this is the top, left, right, and left margin. Now I am going to say that look, I want to use the Times New Roman font everywhere, and I want to use the math font everywhere, mathematics macros everywhere. So mathematics macros are done by using use package AMS math. That is very important, AMS math. And I want to use the Times New Roman font. The Times New Roman font is given by TX fonts. इतना तो हमें करना ही है. I want to insert figures into my document because it's a thesis. So I want to insert figures into my document. And for figures, I will use package GraphicX. So remember, last time also I said it is not graphics, but GraphicX. So I have, put the package. And now what I'm going to do is begin document, end document. इतना जो है, this basic layout you have to type. इतना तो type करना ही पड़ता है, so that everything whatever you are doing, that is getting started. So now in a report there will be a title page. Okay, can I change the look of the title page? Yes, you can. Okay, we'll talk about that sometime else. But I have to define the title. I have to define the author of the report. Title. So all commands will start with a slash, backslash. Title, मेरा पहला पहला report. All right, and the author. Okay. So anybody who is the author, कोई है? किसी का नाम बताएंगे? हिमानी पटेल. Okay. Let me. Okay. And I am not going to put some date here. So just there you are. So, and then remember that instead of article here, I have written report. Just it. Article के जगह पे मैंने report लिखा है. The entire coding mechanism becomes the same. I have written begin document here. And let me say make title. सिर्फ मैंने इतना लिखा है. Alright. Let me write this much and see what has happened. It will ask you for saving. So sample report. Yes. And let us see what has happened. And it comes like this. Okay, so your first page of the report has come. It is not great to look at. Of course, I agree. It is not great to look at. Can I customize it? Yes, I can. We'll see that later. All right, we'll see that how to customize it later. Maybe we'll make a better looking report. Don't worry about it. So that's it. So ये मेरा पहला पेज आ गया रिपोर्ट का. Now I want my abstract. Okay, the abstract of the report is required. Fine. तो कोई बात नहीं, हम लोग को एब्स्ट्रैक्ट ऑफ द रिपोर्ट चाहिए, लेकिन उसके पहले टेबल ऑफ कंटेंट भी तो चाहिए. तो टेबल ऑफ कंटेंट्स कैसे करके डालते हैं? स्लैश टेबल ऑफ कंटेंट्स. ऑलराइट, दैट्स द टेबल ऑफ कंटेंट्स. एंड व्हाट डू आई वांट? आई वांट अ लिस्ट ऑफ फिगर्स. फाइन, लिस्ट ऑफ फिगर्स. देन व्हाट आई वांट? लिस्ट ऑफ टेबल्स. Okay, all that is done. Then I want to start my abstract. So let me see. Begin abstract and end abstract. Okay. Last time I told you that if I want dummy text, I will use the Libsum package. That's the dummy text. That is my favorite, dummy text package if I just want to illustrate. So I want to use the Libsum package, and let me do that. And so say use package Libsum. I just do that. Okay, let's see. So I just using Libsum package, and I am going to type the first Libsum 1. If I say Libsum 1, it will take one paragraph from Libsum package and put it into my document. मैंने सिर्फ इतना ही किया है. Let me just see what happens now. Okay, this is the first page. This is the contents page. This is the list of figures. ये देखो, ये सब मैंने टाइप नहीं करे, ये ऑटोमेटिक आ गए. And your abstract is also here. Look here. Fine. Your Libsum page is ready. Okay, the abstract page is ready. Okay. Now let us see. Once my abstract is ready, I want to type my first chapter. What are my chapters? Remember, in a typical thesis, the chapters are as follows. Number 1, तो चैप्टर के लिए मुझे चैप्टर टाइप करना है, और चैप्टर के टाइप करने के लिए मेरे पास एक ही कमांड है, उसका नाम है चैप्टर. chapter. All right, chapter, introduction, introduction. Okay, then next chapter slash chapter. नेक्स्ट चैप्टर क्या होना चाहिए? लिटरेचर रिव्यू. फाइन. अगेन थर्ड चैप्टर क्या होना चाहिए? चैप्टर बताओ भाई क्या है? मटेरियल्स एंड मेथड्स. मटेरियल्स एंड मेथड्स. फोर्थ चैप्टर क्या है? इज रिजल्ट्स एंड डिस्कशन. फिफ्थ चैप्टर क्या है? कंक्लूजन. So this is usually the flow of material inside a thesis. Okay. Introduction, literature review, materials and methods, results and discussion, and finally you are into conclusion. So let us see what has happened now. If I compile, you see what happens. Compile. Okay. तो देखो भैया मेरा डॉक्यूमेंट ऐसा है, ये ऐसा है, ऐसा है, ये एब्स्ट्रैक्ट आ गया, ये चैप्टर 1 इंट्रोडक्शन ऐसा टाइप हो गया, चैप्टर 2 लिटरेचर रिव्यू ऐसा टाइप हो गया, चैप्टर 3 मटेरियल्स एंड मेथड्स टाइप हो गए, चैप्टर 4 रिजल्ट्स एंड डिस्कशन and the conclusion, and finally you can also do the references. We'll see later. Okay, now in the introduction chapter I want some section, and let me see कि बाबा ये table of content मैंने जो chapter बनाया था, table of content generate हुआ है कि नहीं हुआ है? तो ये table of content generate नहीं हुआ है यार. So how do I generate the table? I will compile again. Remember that as soon as I type chapters and all that, it is going to instruct LaTeX to create a temporary file, and then from the temporary file it will read the values again. So I am going to read. I am to recompile. करेंगे. अभी ये contents मेरे पास यहाँ पे आ गए. Okay. Now you see this. एक बड़ी interesting बात हो रही है यहाँ पे. ये क्या लिखा है यहाँ पे? This is page number 1. This is page number 2. This list of page tables is in page number 3. This abstract is in, okay, and again this page number 1 is coming here. But essentially मुझे चाहिए क्या? Remember that I want these page numbers to be in Roman, isn't it? छोटा वाला I, छोटा वाला double I, all that is there. Okay, ये मुझे चाहिए. अभी देखो फर्स्ट पेज है, फर्स्ट पेज में कोई नहीं आया, कोई बात नहीं. बट हियर इट इज गिवन एज 1, दैट इज द नंबर 1. मुझे नंबर 1 नहीं चाहिए, तो मैं क्या करूं? मैं क्या करूं? तो मैं अभी क्या करूंगा? I will say after I put the make title, I will say page numbering Roman. I just do that. Let us see what happens. Okay, I said page numbering Roman. So let us see what happens. ये टाइप किया, and now your page numbering here it has become I. यहाँ पेज नंबरिंग देखेंगे ये 2 हो गया, यहाँ पेज नंबरिंग देखेंगे ये 3 है. ओके, यहाँ पेज नंबरिंग देखेंगे ये है. बट यहाँ पर फिर पेज नंबरिंग क्या आया? ये तो आई आ गया यार. मैंने अभी सेट कर दिया तो यहाँ पे आई आ रहा है. आई डोंट वांट आई हियर, आई वांट 1 हियर. तो अभी मुझे क्या करना है? बिफोर वी स्टार्ट दिस इंट्रोडक्शन आई विल सेट बैक द पेज नंबरिंग स्टाइल. पेज नंबरिंग you have to put Arabic here. Now this is Indo Arabic, लेकिन वो Arabic डालना पड़ता है. ओके, चलो डाल दो. पेज नंबरिंग Arabic किया, and now it has become 1. ओके, तो पुराने पेज नंबर्स ये रोमन में है, एंड द न्यू पेज नंबर्स ये अरेबिक में है. देख रहे? इज इट क्लियर? नाउ लेट अस स्टार्ट टाइपिंग आवर कंटेंट इनटू द पेपर. लेट अस डू दैट. ओके, सो इंट्रोडक्शन में ही सेक्शन 1, सेक्शन 2, सेक्शन 3 डालेंगे, एंड द सेम थिंग कैन बी डन फॉर अदर थिंग्स. सो लेट मी सी. सेक्शन क्या नाम देंगे? बैकग्राउंड. देन सेक्शन पेन पॉइंट. Okay, then section problem statement, the need of the solution. Okay, the flow of the thesis. Okay, so suppose for example मैंने section डाल दिए, and I am just going to do some compilation. Look here, all that is there. Content update हुआ क्या? Content update नहीं होंगे. Again I told you, to update the content you have to run it 2 times. There you are. The table of content has been generated automatically. Okay. Now I'm going to introduce certain text there. So let me see. I just do lip sum 2 to 4. Then I'll also do lip sum 5 to 8. Lip sum 9. And then lip sum 10. Suppose if I do that, then see what happens. करेंगे run. There you go. Then run that properly so that 2 times. Look here. Now your thesis, it is looking, it has started looking like a thesis. ये background automatically 1.1 हो गया. ये chapter 1 introduction और ये background automatically 1.1 हो गया है. ये 1.2, ये 1.3 flow of the thesis 1.2. करेक्ट है. ये ऑटोमेटिकली हो गया है. दैट इज वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. ओके. नाउ ये लिटरेचर रिव्यू. नाउ वन थिंग इज देयर. We were talking yesterday of inserting some figures and some tables inside these LaTeX. And हमारे वर्ड में या फिर हमारे इसमें लिब्रे ऑफिस में it is possible to refer to those figures and the text. Okay. In the text, in figure 1, it shows that. Okay. It is possible to do that. In LaTeX also it is possible to do that. Let us see ऐसा हो सकता है कि नहीं. अपन LaTeX में भी करेंगे. Okay. How to insert a figure? First of all, we will insert a figure. Again, literature review, background work. Okay. Section, background, section, approach 1, section, approach 2. I'm just randomly putting some things. All right. Let me go to this particular place. And yesterday, you remember we had put these, sorry, not yesterday, rather Kutta 1, Kutta 2, these figures were downloaded, and Kutta 1, Kutta 2 and Tiger 1. These 3 figures were there, right? And we are going to insert these figures into the LaTeX document. So let us do that. Okay, हम Kutta 1, Kutta 2 डालेंगे, and we'll put a caption and we will put a reference label. So let us see. करेंगे अपन. बहुत simple है. So how do I insert a figure? Very simple. Remember, begin figure, end figure. Remember, begin figure, end figure. Figure मुझे center में चाहिए. I will type centering. Okay. अभी मुझे figure चाहिए. क्या करना? Include graphics. Include graphics. Okay, did I insert the graphics package? Yes, I did. So I've just include graphics. Then I will say width equals to text width. What is the text width? The width of the text that is there in one page. Text width. फाइल का नाम क्या है? kutta1.jpg. Okay, kutta1. इतना किया. And अभी उसका लेबल करना है मुझे. Yesterday we talked about label. So label, and then label is not label, sorry. We had put the caption. We'll put caption. This is a dog. All right. So this is a dog. ये करना है. And then I will let me see how it. Let me show to you how this thing appears. And remember, I will have to use the another viewer, which is called in a big sample skim. Okay. So now here, so this is how our contents look like, and I am trying to insert the the figures in this particular chapter. Okay, in chapter 2. So यहाँ पे करना है. So let us do that. What I'm going to do, this is a dog and I'm compiling. Okay. And the figure, ये text width बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया. We'll put a part of the text width, say for example, half of the text width, 0.5 text width करते हैं अपन उसको. And let me see how it is looking like. There you go. So the dog has appeared in this particular image. This is a dog. The dog is appearing here. And as I told you yesterday also, if I want to force the position of the dog, it is possible to put H here, and then if I do the H, and it will be placing the dog exactly where it belongs to. Anyway, so let us add some text also. Say, for example, I'll say lipsum 2, and I just added some text. Okay, so let's know. ये आपका एक टेक्स्ट है, उसके नीचे उसका पिक्चर है. नाउ ये फिगर 2.1 है. आई वांट टू रेफर टू दिस फिगर. दैट्स द प्रॉब्लम. आई वांट टू रेफर टू दिस फिगर इन माय नेक्स्ट टेक्स्ट. इन फिगर 2.1 अ डॉग इज शोन. ये मुझे करना है. और ये 2.1 मुझे टाइप नहीं करना है, बिकॉज इफ आई टाइप, रिमेंबर, इफ आई इंसर्ट अ डॉग, another dog above it, then I'll have to retype it again. मुझे retype नहीं करना पहला, and then it should be automatically generated. That is important in Word also, in LibreOffice also, in LaTeX also. The number should be automatically generated. The number should be automatically cited. कैसे करना? Okay, let us see that. I can do that for figures. I can do that for equation also. I can do that for tables also. Same technique. The technique of doing this is the same. Okay, so how do I do? Let us see. Okay, चलो भाई. कैसे करना है? यहाँ पे जो कैप्शन लिखा हुआ है, इसके बाद में मैं लिखूंगा लेबल. जस्ट राइट लेबल एंड ब्रैकेट चालू कर दो. यहाँ पे लिखो डॉग 1. ओके, जस्ट राइट डॉग 1. जस्ट लिख दिया मैंने लेबल डॉग 1. इसको 2 बार कंपाइल कर देना है, नहीं करेंगे बाद में करेंगे. एंड नाउ I am going to refer to that particular, I am going to cite that particular figure. So in figure reference dog 1. Okay, see, I want to refer to that dog 1. So figure ref dog 1, there is a picture. There is a funny picture here. No. Okay, right? ये मैंने कर दिया. Now at the same time I want to insert another figure. Again Control C करो. ये किया. The second dog, that is dog 2. इसको dog 2 कर देना है. ये कुत्ता 2 कर देना है. And I've done the funny picture of a dog. However, figure ref dog 2 shows another funny dog. Okay, so I have inserted 2 different references to dogs, because एक फिगर ऐसा है dog 1, दूसरा फन, दूसरा है. फिर उसके बाद मैं क्या करूंगा? Lipsum. I'll just add some more text so that I get more this thing. So let's see. Got it? So now see what has happened. ये देखो, एक तो ये है. तो यहाँ पे फिगर क्वेश्चन क्वेश्चन आया. क्वेश्चन क्वेश्चन क्यों आया? बिकॉज मैंने रेफरेंस किया ना, तो उसको बताना पड़ेगा, भैया फिर से कंपाइल कर, कंपाइल रिकंपाइल रिकंपाइल, फिर से रिकंपाइल. Okay, once that is done, look here. Figure 2.1, there is a funny picture of dog. How figure 2.2 shows another funny dog. Okay, figure 2.2 is there. So these numbers, I did not type these numbers. These numbers are automatically generated, and therefore you can use the same technique for generating figures as well as for referring to tables. Okay. Now let us see, I am going to type an equation. ओके वो जो आइंस्टाइन वाला फेवरेट इक्वेशन था वही टाइप करेंगे. एंड रिमेंबर, हमको फिगर चालू करना है, बिगिन फिगर एंड फिगर. हमको टेबल चालू करना है, बिगिन टेबल एंड टेबल. हमको इक्वेशन टाइप करना है, बिगिन इक्वेशन एंड इक्वेशन. द आइडिया ऑफ लेटेक इज वेरी सिंपल. whatever you start you have to end, begin equation end equation वहीं पे. Okay, so let us do that. And there you are. So I am going to type Einstein's favorite equation is given as follows. Okay, so then I type begin equation end equation. However, अभी देखेंगे अभी क्या होगा, begin equation and equation, and in between begin equation and end equation I will say E equal to mc square. Okay, suppose I do that. Sorry, I compile. All right. So now you see what has happened. यहाँ पे Einstein's favorite equation is given as follows. Equation का number 2.1 यहाँ पे automatically generate हो गया है. बड़ी interesting बात हो गई है. Equation का हो गया. Now I want to refer to this equation. Now how do I refer to this equation? Because इस equation का भी number है. तो इक्वेशन को रेफर करने का, कोई भी चीज को रेफर करना है, उसका सिंपल स्टाइल ये है, लेबल कमांड यूज करो. सो ओके, तो हम लोग क्या करेंगे, इधर जाएंगे एंड यहाँ पे लेबल कमांड यूज करेंगे. लेबल लेबल आइंस्टाइन. सपोज मैंने आइंस्टाइन टाइप किया. ओके, लेबल आइंस्टाइन एंड से नाउ वी स्टार्ट अ न्यू सेंटेंस. इन equation ref Einstein. Remember, we have to do that way also. Ref Einstein. E denotes, remember, denotes the energy. M denotes mass. And C denotes the speed of light. तो ये जो हमारा E है ये डॉलर के अंदर इसलिए है because these are mathematical expression. Any mathematical expression has to be surrounded by these dollars. So if I want to type alpha also you can do that. So alpha in dollars we'll see करेंगे. And let us see, there you are. यहाँ देखो इन इक्वेशन क्वेश्चन मार्क आया. क्वेश्चन मार्क क्यों आया? क्योंकि डबल बार कंपाइल नहीं किया. कंपाइल डबल बार करने का 3-4 बार और कंपाइल कर लो. ले किया कंपाइल और देखो इक्वेशन 2.1. E denotes the energy, M denotes mass and C denotes the speed of light. आ गया. So you have referred to the equation automatically. Suppose for example इसके ऊपर एक और इक्वेशन डाल देते, देखो चेंज होता है कि नहीं. लेट अस सी. एक और इक्वेशन डालेंगे यहाँ पे. ओके, क्या डालेंगे? बिगिन इक्वेशन end equation. Okay, and I will write the equation of a ellipse. So how do I write the equation of the ellipse? Remember, it is the x square upon a square, x square upon a square plus y square upon b square equals to 1. तो ये जो ये फ्रैक लिखा है ना, फ्रैक्शन a square, और ये न्यूमरेटर इज a square x square and denominator is a square. Again fraction, numerator is y square, denominator is b square equal to 1. Okay, and now I am going to compile this 2 times. Remember, compile करेंगे and let us see how it looks like. What has happened? ये वाला equation 2.1 है because I've inserted an equation 2.1. This equation is 2.2 and it is referring to equation 2.2 now. You see this? So typing is very simple if you remember the logic, and formatting, it is automatically smart formatting. In LaTeX, it is smart formatting. And if you want to not install LaTeX, but you want to work on the cloud, of course, you can open an account with Overleaf and do all your typing there. Download your file, download your LaTeX file from there, and send it and submit to the journal. It's much easier that way. And if you don't want to, if you don't have a limited amount of space in your hard disk, that is. But if you have got enough space in your hard disk, no problem. Just install and get started. So from my side, I have finished the how do you say the writing part of it. I will continue with the statistical part of the course in the next session. Okay. So hope to meet you then. I do not know. Please tell me whether you have understood something or out of it or not.
Sir,
If you want, yeah, tell me.
I have one question.
Yeah.
Sir, how to go for word count here? If we are having some word count and how to check for paragraph spacing here?
For paragraph spacing you want?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So there is this page called set space. Okay. So use package set space. Okay. And then I believe it's like set spacing. Okay. If you just do the 1/2 spacing, right? 1.5 lines, there you are. Okay.
Yes, sir. And sir, while writing the papers, sometimes the word uh, count limit is also there. So how to check
Word count
for that?
limited. So usually what will happen is in LaTeX, you will have an estimate of how many lines you have. So you have to do it indirectly here. But there are some advanced LaTeX editors. They will tell you about word count. This is a very base editor, but I will tell you the exact name of the editor where you can do the word counting also. Okay. In the next lecture, please remind me. I will tell you the answer to this because I had never done this. But anyway, thank you for asking this question. I don't have the answer right now, but I will tell you that in the next lecture. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And thank you for answering this and asking this question. This is a very interesting one. Uh,
Yes, sir. Because always we have to look for restricting number of pages and restricting like your assignment also we have to look for
yes,
the
yes,
word
yes.
count.
What the word count? Yes. Okay, so I will take that attendance now, right? Uh, इधर नहीं इधर करना है कहाँ गया मेरा टीम्स कहाँ चल रहा है Okay, so thank you for attending the lecture and we'll meet you the next time.